I'm still excited about this picture. This house for security, the prison, the wall, and the church. I showed the picture to people and everybody is very interested. What is this? What is inside? What is outside? Who is locked? Come inside. It's a really a special church. Special because from the architecture. Yes, and it's the same inside the church. Yes. So the only way I was able to show this to people is the way we do it now, as tours, as visits, in a certain way for this church. Since 47, this monastery and the church was used as a local prison. The convicts lived in this until the beginning January 2007. It is a special church because it was built by the Visitandines. So these Visitandines is an order which started in 1610. They come from France, and it was Franz von Sales and Jean Chantal who started it. And they came to Vilnius. End of 17th century, they came to Vilnius, and they built this. It was finished in 1756. So the Visitandines who built this monastery and then the church, in the research about them I found out that they are relating themselves to the story of Mary and Elizabeth in the Gospel of Luke. It's written there that Mary just found out she's pregnant with Jesus, and the first thing she does, she runs fast over the mountains and stays quite a while with Elizabeth. And Elizabeth was her older cousin, she was pregnant as well. So the solidarity between these two women was quite exciting in the context of this project. The Visitandines, with their name of visiting, what I know is they visited people the first, what they did. And then they were quite open for, very progressive in that time, they were open for older women, which was not typical. As a young woman, you always could go in monastery. Then for women who had the experience of children, and so they were widowers or handicapped even. They were writing letters to, again, solidarity from one monastery to another. They were helping each other, expressing problems they had and what was going on. They're still doing this.
We were inspired by the church we saw in Vilnius, in Rasų gatvė, when I discovered that the founders were the order, a French order of Visitandines, based on Visitatio, which is the meeting of Mary and Elizabeth, which we thought would be ideal to show the solidarity of women and would make sense to a project which was based on two women who didn't have the same training, although we knew each other.
Bažnyčiai buvo pirmas aukštas parduotuvė ir rūsys buvo sandėliai, dailės studijos dalis irgi tapė čia. Antras aukštas perinamas, o jau aukščiau užlipus kur klubas. Tenais buvo vienoje dalyje patalpos muzikiniam užsiėmimam, kur groti mokėsi nuteistieji. Ir buvo socialinių darbuotojų darbo kabinetas. O dar aukščiau buvo dailės studija su paroda ir darbo patalpomis, dar aukščiau koplytėlė. O vienuolyno ansambliai buvo visose patalpose, nors tai gyveno. Ir vienoje dalyje mažoje buvo medicinos korpusas, kur gydymo paslaugos. Pirma pagalba ir gydymo paslaugos. Taip ir buvo viskas. Tai mūsų pataisos įstaigoje bausmę atlieka visi nuteistieji ne pirmą kartą teisti, vidutiniškai 6-7 kartus teisti, kas trečias teistas už nužudymą ir apie 70% už sunkius ir labai sunkius nusikaltimus. Turto prievartavimai, plėšimai, sunkus smurtiniai nusikaltimai visi. Nuteistieji ne patys geriausi pas mus, bet tokia yra sistema pas mus. Čia kadaise buvo 7 lokaliniai sektoriai, tai galėjom 7 vietose nuteistieji laikyti, dabar tik 2 galim laikyti. Visi vienoje krūvoje. Tokios smulkmenos, bet sąlygos tai dabar nepalyginamai pasikeitė į gerąją pusę. Atlikti bausmę nuteistiesiems.
Kad buvo kažkuriais laikais vienuolynas, tai kam čia nuteistiesiems argi įdomu? Čia atlikinėjom bausmę ir...
Ar geriau buvo šitame sename kalėjime, ar aname?
Šitame? Čia laisviau žalumynų, medžiai žaliuoja, o ten asfaltas ir plyta.
Quite a different experience inside than from the outside, yes? You are standing inside the church, but it was, until not a long time, a prison as well, at the same time. So this is where the prison started. This is, the whole thing got changed, and here the prison started.
Čia šitom durim prasidėjo kalėjimas.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So what can I do here as an artist in a place like this? Well, my first job, I think, is to open it so people can see this place by doing an artwork. So by putting this textile layer in between what is prison and what was church, try to find a way to make sure what was the church, what is the prison.
I worked together with 2-3 students from textile department. We did not have ladders, no electricity. We used 1,700 square meters of textile.
Jie neturėjo elektros ir visam šitam projektui panaudojo 700 kvadratinių metrų medžiagos.
It's a bit a dress for the prison and a dress for the church, or a layer, a skin. It's a pattern, it's almost like architectural drawing because they fit in here, one thing, but as well it is a memory for the stories of people, for the lives of people.
So these textiles are carrying all the people's stories, the desires, the vision of the sisters of praying and working, and the fears of the prisoners and their perspectives.
Ir kalinių baimė ir jų perspektyvos gyvenime.
Yes.
Man patinka, kad Anijos instaliacija padaro kaip tik atvirkščią veiksmą tam, kuris buvo padarytas sovietmečiu. Tai yra bažnyčios vientisa sakralinė, tokia dvasia kelianti erdvė, staiga taip žiauriai, brutaliai 4 skirčiais padalinta tas iki pat kupolo viršaus. Tai praktiškai instaliacija eina per visus aukštus ir jinai sujungia tą bažnyčią. Jos negali imti ir suvokti atskirai. Sakyti, ten kažkas priklijuota, o čia kažkokie skudurėliai padėlioti, kaip visiškai tai yra visuma. Ir tai, kad jinai sugalvojo tokį dalyką, man atrodo, yra labai svarbu. Ir labai gražu, kad jinai išnaudoja viską, ką čia randa. Visus tos sudžiūvusius augalus palieka kaip tokius liudininkus istorijos, visus tos daiktelius, stalus, kėdes, keiščiausias rusiškus užrašus ir bet ką. Iš tiesų, jinai yra tokia saugotoja.
So you see your Vilnius. This I would like to mention. This is still consecrated chapel. I'm not a Roman Catholic. I just want to emphasize this, that it was used as a chapel. Then you see the new prison.
Ten yra naujasis kalėjimas jau, naujai pastatytas.
Yes. So these are all the pieces, you know. I told you about the inside, the pattern when you close.
Visi tie gabaliukai sudaro kupolo formą. Jos teoriškai sujungus visą bažnyčią, vidų būtų galima vilkti jais.
When I fold it and pack it, I have to know what is what. So this is for orientation. There are 8 pieces. So this is cupolas. Here it is from the plans, and I want to tell you the feeling that I got the whole church in this textile. I can pack this and I go with my nomadic church of the heart of Jesus.
I define myself, or I work very often in site-specific contexts, because the way I develop art can't be very independently isn't anyway from me and the times I'm living in and the material I'm using and the place where I'm working and why I'm working. And then I think I get more maybe into deepness when the location is influencing what I'm doing. And it's easier to communicate then, because there is already a shared experience between me and the other person who is looking at what's done, and the shared place is a common ground.
Meno studija įsikūrė 1999 metais. Atsirado nuteistieji, kurie pradėjo mėginti tapyti. Ir pas mes tada draugavom su dailininku Broniu Grušu. Ir jis sutiko padėti pamokyti pas nuteistuosius. Ir užimti kažko to pačiu. Ir pradėjom tuo metu ir tapybos darbus kažkokius pirmus mėginti mokytis. Nuteistieji pradėjo ir molio dirbinius pradėjo lipdyti mėginti. Kažkur drožinėti vienas kitas, ir kažkur vienam kitam patarė, ką reikia. Ir mūsų dailės studija buvo iš vis išplitusi, gan rimta buvo dailės studija. Turėjom ir parodą ne vieną nuteistų darbų, ir Lenkiją buvom išvežę ne vieną kartą tą parodą savo, ir jie buvo čia atvykę, iš Lenkijos savo buvo irgi darbus buvom pristatę. O dabartinėse patalpose, kur persikėlėm, tai tokių gerų sąlygų kaip čia turėjom neturim tos erdvės. Ką čia turėjome?
This image we found in the prison. Yes. So it raises question from how women are seen, and at the same time it's a theme as well. You see these two little things? Again, inside, outside. These are where the plan, where the beds from the prisoners are. This is what the institution says, how you have to make your bed. And then, this is very important, you see this picture there? I was in France with the sisters who were in the monastery. And they are cloistered sisters, they live inside the monastery. So they made little boxes to tell their families how they live. So you understand, it's again this theme of inside and outside and how you communicate, how you can keep up relationships and how you know about the outside.
Dus het gaat ook zo'n beetje, en daarom die nummer, omdat dat dus de nummer was van haar. Je weet dat mensen een nummer kregen, een soort tattoo.
This was a former office of a director, and existing furniture was I used as display cases. Men in the prison painting, so I could use their production to show. So I was kind of curating their understanding of art. And then I added another layer to it, that I did my own artwork, which deals with what is not there, missing things, missing experiences, missing objects, which I relate to prison. And of course, again, there was possibility to show it to people who couldn't come in without this exhibition at this place. I tried to handle these different layers by a small, more archive-like, museum, even institution-like, making the reference to this where art is normally shown, but at the same time changing it very much because of the nature of this project and the interest to find different places where art is being produced and used.
Man atrodo, tai vienas iš nedaugelių kultūrinių projektų Lietuvoje, kuris iš tiesų apima labai daug. Nėra tai tik tai paroda, kad štai aš parodysiu, ką aš sugebu, arba padarysiu kokį nors pribloškiantį darbą. Tai man pasirodė tai be galo svarbu, kad sujungti skirtingi sluoksniai, istorinis, kultūrinis, socialinis ir politinis, kas irgi labai svarbu. Lietuvos menininkai kažkaip atsargiau elgėsi su politika. Jie tarsi bijo išreikšti tam tikras mintis, pasakyti, kad kokia yra jų pozicija, ką jie galvoja. Ir ne tik tai pasakyti poziciją, bet ir aktyviai pademonstruoti ir kažkaip veikti. Tokio aktyvistinio meno yra labai mažai. Arba jisai susijęs dar ir su kažkokia kitokia, sakyčiau, rūpesčių savo karjera, kai karjera yra svarbiau už tą visą aktyvizmą. Tai čia, man atrodo, yra visiškai atvirkštinis variantas. Jom yra labai svarbu, kad įvyktų tos dirbtuvės su kaliniais, kad žmonės pamatytų, kas vyksta bažnyčioje ir kaip ta bažnyčios erdvė buvo išprievartauta sovietmečiu tais 4 fundamentaliais sluoksniais, tais perdengimais, reiškia visa vidinė bažnyčios erdvė suskaidyta, suraikyta. Ir galiausiai jos labai sąmoningai kalba apie moterų problemas, apie tai, kas svarbu moterims menininkėms ir šiaip menininkėms ir moterims. Šitas menas yra feministinis pačia geriausia prasme, todėl kad jisai daromas galvojant apie moteris ir daromas moterų, bet tas galvojimas neapsiriboja tik tai, kaip sakant, moters išaukštinimu, jis kaip tik daromas taip, kad būtų prieinama visiems. Jų nuo pat pradžių buvo tokia nuostata labai aiški, kad jos darys projektą apie vizitavimą, apie Mariją ir Elžbietą, aiškins kartu ir to moteriško solidarumo reikšmę, kaip yra svarbu dirbti bendrai, palaikyti vieną kitą, palaikyti tas bendras idėjas ir kad taip kartu dirbant galima tikrai daug pasiekti. Pas mus Lietuvoje, jeigu pasakai feminizmas, feministė arba feministinis, tai kažkaip keistai pasižiūri, nes turėtų įsivaizdavimas, aišku, yra toks, kad tai yra kažkokios vyrų nekentėjos, valdžios ištroškusios, baisios, bobos, kurios nežinau, ką nori padaryti.
I work with Anja Westerfolke. She's chosen not an easy way of doing her art, but she probably had to give up a lot of things in life, and she doesn't have the support that she would get if, she was a man who married, children, and would do his art, for instance. This is a good example. A second example, I think, where discrimination is the way the art of women is shown. You find women's art very often in the cellar or the reserve place of the museum. So it is not shown the same way. So, of course, it's not understood the same way. but it is not shown by art critics the same way. And art critics do not gender their views of the artworks of women. It's another discrimination. I think it is changing. Women are becoming critics, and like in any other disciplines in university, they're changing the approach and the gendering studies. So I think that there is a lot to come. The project we did in Vilnius is obviously on site. It's a location, it's 2 years, it's a long project. What have we opened, really? We have opened something very strong, which is the architecture of a place which was enclosed. It was a prison. It is obviously a location which is very to which people in Vilnius are very sensitive. So I hope that we've opened the imagination of some people, the memories of people, but at the same time maybe ways of making art for particularly for young artists, and showing their art or showing what they think or what they want to show with their art in a different way, that they can dare, that with persistence they can go somewhere, not just break a wall and do something which is forbidden, but step by step, go and achieve an idea that they want to do. For me, this is a real role of art, in a way, to give you freedom without breaking everything, but within your society, and giving some significance to art. What is going to happen to it now, we don't know, but I hope that people will have thought that maybe there is something more clever to do than just having another restoration of a beautiful Baroque church, that maybe we can keep the traces of the prison in it, that maybe it could have a social role. This is not up to us to say, but we hope that we've put a little seed into the mind of some people.